Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to DeathSpank. Let's continue. So we're in the middle of this demon cave. There's 3 switches. We switched 2 of them to activate a bridge. It feels like on the map the bridges should have been larger and it should have been more obvious that they were controlled by the switches. Also feels like the game should have just given us a side quest to switch the bridges before we actually reach them. We're at level 16 and we're trying to grind kind of up to level 17 if we can even get to 18. Get a little bit better equipment if we can. The idea here is that we could maybe also, by doing this main story section that I kind of forgotten about, we could potentially let's see. So we don't want to go that direction yet. We might potentially unlock some other side quests. It does seem like the majority of our side quests are where we get our experience from. And so, yeah, I have a couple of amulets that are level 20, and I feel like in this game I might very well hit 20 or 25 and then the game may just say that is as far as you can go, and then in the sequel you start at that max level and go another 20 levels. Borderlands did something like that, but throughout its DLC and expansions you can get fairly high, but it always did have like a maximum level, whereas Diablo, I think you pretty much could go as high as you want in Diablo. And I certainly other games have had like prestige systems where you get up to level 100 and then you prestige once to increase your like base stats, and then you start at level 1 again, which there's probably something to be said with the prestige systems, but they often feel shallow because they're artificially added to games you're unlikely to actually play that much. We've gone back to collecting root beers, so I don't know if I want to, when I run out of mushrooms, go to French fries or root beers. I probably would want to just drink the root beers while they still have some use, because if I am somehow got to like level 30, I doubt a root beer would help any. It just wouldn't recover enough health or health fast enough. Between these demons and the slimes in the swamp, though, we've run into, we have a nanny demon. Oh, so apparently we're gonna talk to the nanny demon instead of attacking it.
Greetings, demonic child caregiver.
Please, you have to help me.
This isn't what I expected. I need a little thinking time.
Help you? I'm here to rescue that orphan thing.
Please! You don't understand. She's terrible. Even the other demons think she's a selfish abomination.
So it seems like the orphan is the bad guy.
What seems to be the problem? I'm a little confused.
It's weird to be forced into a conversation with an enemy character.
An innocent creature to enslave.
That does seem easy.
But she's a little terror.
Yeah, I'd kind of forgotten that there are little bits of comedy in this game that are chuckle worthy. You're not gonna be like belly laughing or anything, but it does seem like it is of its time a chuckle worthy comedy. I don't know how to better explain it without going into bigger detail.
No one will get hurt.
You don't understand. We have a contract with Lord Von Krong. The only escape clause is death. You have to kill me, but make it look good. I don't want the other demons to know.
See, this is the problem where games want you to have a boss fight. Let's see, let's go ahead and do that and a potion, and we'll see if we can. We have a lot of fire resistance, but yeah, that's a weird boss fight, and almost certainly that wasn't a fully programmed boss fight also, because he was just standing in one place and doing attacks from the ceiling, or she was. So you equip a melee fire weapon and a spinning blade and use them at the same time to trigger a powerful unique attack. I almost feel like I could pull that one off. Because if I had this Fire Axe 2, Fire Harder, equipped, and this, then I'd have to hit X and A. But the problem with that would be that this does considerably less damage than this does as just a base weapon. This is a level 5 fire axe compared to a level 17 war machete, which we have the hero cards allowing us to equip items 2 levels higher. So here we have Annie the Orphan, not to be confused with
little orphan girl.
Little Orphan
I'm not
Annie.
supposed to talk to strangers.
I'm not a stranger.
And then all these
DeathSpank.
orphans are
Now get in
between either
I
one
don't wanna.
one female animation or one male animation. Let's see.
Why would you even want to stay in these scary caves anyway?
I can take care of myself.
You do realize you're in the demon mines?
Meh. It's nicer than the orphanage.
But you have to get into my bag. I'm rescuing you.
Aren't you supposed to give me candy first?
What? Why?
When a stranger wants you to get in his bag, he has to give candy.
Well, the good news is I did purchase candy before this, but it would have really sucked if I hadn't. And this level in particular has been really bad about potentially making you walk all the way back. Pulling off the same gag 3 different times in the same cave is ridiculous. This probably would have been slightly funny if this was the only time that you had to walk potentially all the way back to the beginning of the level and to the stores, and then find the candy available in the stores with like no hint really telling you where you even would buy it. But also that would still suck pretty much. Like you would have to have DeathSpank complaining about having to walk all the way back, the game fading out so he doesn't actually waste your time and make you watch him walk all the way back to Pluck Muckle, then look around the stores.
Do you want some candy, little girl?
Yes, please. Do you have a lollipop?
Why, there's a red lollipop in my bag. Why not see for yourself?
Oh no, I'm not falling for that again.
And so then it gets to this point and it gives you the quest.
I have your damn lollipop, kid.
So if we see any other items that are
Okay,
weird,
I
we
held
should
up
just
my
buy
end.
them.
Now get in the bag.
I want a cell phone.
What?
You heard me.
Quest added cell phone.
You're a spoiled brat, you know.
Takes one to know one.
I am not a spoiled brat.
I know you are, but what am I?
I know you are, but what am I?
I know you are, but what am I?
Seems like I can just do
I know
this.
you are, but what am I?
I know you are, but what am
How many
I?
different lines of this
I know
dialogue
you
did they
are, but
do?
what am I?
I know you are, but 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 what am
How,
I?
how
you are,
deep,
but what
though,
am
do
I?
you really want to go through this, though?
I know you are, but what am I?
And
I
it
know
would have
you
been
are, but what
nice
am
if it just highlighted your previous selection
I know
always,
you are, but
so I
what
could
am
just hit
I?
A.
I know you are, but what
It's
am
a
I?
hassle to have to
You
go.
win this round, bratty orphan.
Okay, so that's it.
A cell phone? I can't afford one of those.
That's your problem, not mine.
Oh,
We're in a
wouldn't you rather
fantasy
have a nice shiny
universe.
penny?
I'm an orphan,
And there.
not an idiot.
And she's asking for a cell phone.
I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
And see, they even give you a fortune
Huh.
cookie.
How did I miss this cave entrance before?
So where are we? We are like way down in this area. But there's really not a reason to go lower south. Level 14 orc is nothing. We can't do anything with that dumpster anymore. So
We've got phones in stock today, so get yours now.
nice that he talks to you directly. So they made it specifically so you had to come back to the store the second time, even though you could buy the lollipop the first time. And honestly, it's probably not a bad idea to run into this area and buy another lollipop. Guess I didn't get the lollipops from him. I feel like the lost and found barrels have proven themselves to be pretty useless. I feel like it's unlikely as the game crashes. Alright, this game has had some problems. It is unlikely, though, it feels like that you will ever actually use the lost and found, and there probably should be some reasons to use it. Alright, I'm gonna relaunch the game and pause the recording. We'll be back in a sec. Okay, we're back, and it reloaded me into this section. Let's make sure the controllers work. So, oh, this stinks because I might very well have to do the boss fight. I guess not. Do I have the cell phone item? No. Do I have the lollipop item? No. So that's a weird combination.
How did I miss this cave entrance before?
So yeah, I definitely feel like Hothead Games as a new company, they weren't brand new. They'd worked on 2 games before this, but definitely they've missed some basic
We've got phones in
things.
stock today, so get yours now.
Alright, so we'll buy another lollipop, and we'll buy a cell phone. And you know what? We'll buy 2 lollipops. And I don't know if we really need 2 cell phones, but I'm gonna just buy them anyways. Like their expenses are not really high. It's weird that you don't autosave when like 5 seconds out of a store or walking inside of a store. That seems to be a pretty typical point to autosave, is either you autosave when you're entering in a level or storefront, or you autosave after when leaving. You probably want to autosave when entering, because the odds of crashing while you're loading new stuff is pretty high. Here it's autosaving when we just start talking to her, which seems weird.
At great personal risk, I have obtained your phone.
Oh, no unlimited data plan?
You can upgrade it in the bag.
But
If the next words out of your mouth are, I want a pony.
Oh, you're going to get me a pony.
I guess all little girls really do want ponies.
It's a universal constant, all right?
Okay.
I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
So yeah, we walk out of the cave area. It didn't save when we started. And we have now more people attacking us, but there's still not a high enough level to really challenge me. I'm gonna walk over here to the store and see if we can buy a pony, but I suspect the answer is no.
Guess what? We're offering a special sale on ponies.
I feel like the orphan might be related to the merchant, even though she's an orphan. Okay. We'll buy 2 ponies. And I think I'm mostly buying 2 of everything just to have them in the inventory. Yep. You walk out of that store, it doesn't autosave. You walk in the store, it doesn't autosave. This is literally the 4th or 5th time that we would have had to walk backwards and forwards from something. Just doing the same gag over and over again. Well, if you had stretched out that gag where you had to walk backwards, say, at the end of every level, just because they didn't want to put shortcuts in, and you faded out and faded in so that it didn't actually waste the game player's time, that would be a way better experience, and
little orphan girl.
More of a comedy comes in threes mentality, where this, at this point, is just beating a dead horse.
Here's your stupid pony. What do you want now?
Yay! A pony! But what I want more than anything else in the whole world is...
Here it comes.
a daddy.
Let's see.
Maybe for Christmas, ask Santa.
Will you be my daddy?
Well, you see,
Please! Just for one day?
Legally, I'm not allowed children. But what the heck?
So we got a whole cutscene here that is a funny payoff, but not really satisfactory payoff to the amount of pointless wandering backwards and forwards. And see, she's animated very differently. She's like redheaded, where I don't think she's redheaded in the other image. No, she's brown haired.
And I love you, disgusting little orphan.
This is the greatest day of my entire life.
Whatever. Now get in the bag.
So there we go. We've saved Annie the orphan. And are we gonna fight anybody this time? No. So they almost certainly scripted those attacks to happen. Do more melee damage. 20% more melee damage is nice. But what that didn't solve in any way was the problem of opening the demon door. All it really did is grind us up to the next level, which, I mean, I guess might help us a little bit as we try to move forward, but it's definitely not what we were hoping for. I mean, let's just double check this. Is there possibly, just possibly, some other quest we've kind of missed? Yeah, we didn't do anything as far as the demonic gate to the east. Apparently this is done, but I need to turn it in, so I must have gotten a key and missed it. Oh well, let's see if we can take these guys out now. We just collected yet another new food. It's kind of pointless to be able to see these characters and not really see their health until you are actually attacking them. Yeah, these guys are still very heavy hitters. And while I could drop food fairly easily, how much are these? Anyways, 1,300. So they actually are the new, even more powerful attacks. Alright. What would these guys be really good with? Yeah, that's not strong enough. I think what we want to do is hit them with the Y attack, and yeah, I guess that probably means we would want to use poison bolts also, but I don't think that they really are doing enough damage. Yeah, these bolts kind of don't do enough damage at all compared to just a straight up physical attack. So I think the bolts are kind of useless. So you just want to hit these guys and not let them hit you, and then hit them and not let them hit you. And yeah, we're gonna just, I guess, work our way through this. Hit him once. Yeah. Here we have a pip mound.
Nothing to find in here.
If we could kill everybody in this area and then the area changed somehow. That would be interesting, but I'm not sure that's the case. I kind of feel like it's probably a lot closer to like the ghost section, where if I was to go back to where that small collection of ghosts it was, that clearly that was an experiment that went nowhere. Like we have not run into any other ghosts. And I imagine there's probably maybe a way to play this hardcore, or without maybe there being a full function for a hardcore mode where one death and you're dead forever. But yeah, some of these enemies really don't synergize with that idea very much well. Some of these enemies clearly can one-hit kill you, even though I am 3 levels above these guys. This is probably the best example yet, and it seems like every time we see an example like this, but this is like the problem with an action RPG game where you're gonna potentially have to heal constantly to recover from the amount of damage you're gonna take, because the damage is just so high. Honestly, in most RPGs, if I was running into enemies that were capable of hitting me in one hit, I would totally assume that I had just gone in the wrong direction, and the game was trying to not so subtly tell me that, and I should come back later after grinding some. And it's totally seems possible that you would have worked yourself in a situation where I got killed by a pip in the far left section of this map, and there would have just been a whole bunch of other pips around that I wouldn't have been able to defeat.
Whoa! You gotta help me! Hello, missing person.
This is
your brother,
Pippin Apple.
Apple sent me to find you.
When the pips grabbed me, I thought I was a goner. Oh no! One's coming back!
Let's hit this guy. Level 17. Same level as me. So the scenario I just described happened. We've got a guy who's going to harass us like crazy, and we have to get past him to get our gold back, which it's not an insignificant amount of gold by any means. Alright, so need this guy, and I'm hoping I can get a hit off of him before I have to heal.
It's only a flesh wound.
Yeah, I'm having to use all of my stuff. And now I have the missing brother's head, which we can go turn in. So I cleared out that area, but I kind of didn't find anything. And now we need to equip our next bit of food, which should be the French fries. Meanwhile, this battle axe is not worth keeping. And this isn't worth keeping. And this would do 500 basically damage, where this would do considerably less. So Hellageddon now replaces that. What is the level that you need to play this? 12? So I'll put these in the storage, but I probably will never use them. Quest-wise, we could turn in that quest, but we're still looking for turtles. We're still looking for a gravedigger. So I think we just have to go into the haunted forest.
I can't go inside. The building is too damaged.
But taking on a level 20 unicorn doesn't really make a lot of sense. So yeah, we kind of seem like we're still trying to do quests that are not the quests that they really want us to do right now. Is there a chest over here that I maybe didn't unlock? I feel like the locked chests also disappear, which makes them... Yeah, we have like level 20 characters. So I don't know if I'm supposed to... I don't know how much I can stray off the path. Like, there's the thing here, I guess, is that they had this idea where they wanted DeathSpank to kind of naturally be known as a coward who would run away. So they wanted to make a game that worked around that idea and played like that, but as an actual game, it's a pretty dumb idea. It doesn't really work. It causes this to happen. And sure, I may be fast, but I'm not fast enough to take on all of these characters at the same time. I mean, I probably could try like a spell on all these characters, and that might cause some grinding to happen, but not enough. I think a lot of the unicorns just despawned. Like, I can kill all these guys fairly easily. But I don't know what the real value of that was. Some small amount of gold, maybe. And we're about to get to the other part of the enchanted forest where the gravedigger might be, but I'm not 100% sure where he is. I guess I could run around the enchanted forest and try and get some mushrooms to eat, but I'm not sure the mushrooms are even that useful. See, now we're into this section, and still haven't figured out the book, The Giving Tree. So we might need to use a hint on that one.
Greetings, talking tree.
Let's see if we can ask this question.
Have you seen any missing orphans lately?
We're gonna have to talk to
One
people.
of those lost saplings. I thought I heard some crying just south of here.
See, that probably wasn't helpful.
What can you tell me about Lord Von Prong?
Lord Von Prong, an evil foe of photosynthesis. Bad mojo, man.
Goodbye, talking tree.
So yeah, neither of those responses are really helpful. And over here we've got just a whole bunch of level 12 characters, which I think if we get enough of these people to all attack me at once, we can probably do something like that. Yeah, the problem here though is you're really grinding, and you're kind of grinding in the wrong places with low level characters. And I think I'm just picking up healing potions that probably aren't going to help me too much. By the time I get around to eating the Sunday ice creams, I imagine I'll barely get any use out of them. Definitely no overemphasis of food. It's kind of like how in Skyrim, like, there's a ton of food items you can eat in Skyrim. That doesn't inherently mean you are going to get any real benefit out of the eating experience though, because it gives you such a small amount of health in Skyrim, and they really are just inventory wasters, filling up your inventory for no reason.
Greetings, talking tree.
There's like no
Here's a
cooking
copy of
mechanic
The
in
Giving
Skyrim
Tree,
or anything
just like you asked.
to upgrade the food.
I can't wait to get started on it. Next, I require a thumbtack for scrapbooking.
Thumbtacks are a rare and dangerous commodity.
So, okay. Is that gonna respawn anybody? Yeah, we've got some people. Alright. He has a thumbtack already. Like, honestly, is it even worth trying to take out these guys? I'm still 3 levels away from level 20, and unless this guy is going to be our main quest giver for a lot longer,
Greetings, talking tree.
I don't know
Here's your thumbtack.
what we're going to do with the unicorns.
It is just the way I like them. One pointy end and one flat bit. You have aided the enchanted forest brave DeathSpank. Now the forest requires the album live at Budokan.
Not exactly the request I expected.
I almost saw them in concert once.
It would be interesting if we actually finished this quest and see, what do we have equipped right here? Major healing potions versus minor healing potions, and the minor healing potions aren't even really worth holding on to. It would be nice if doing all these quests caused the trees to regrow, but I doubt that's really what's gonna happen, and I heavily suspect that this was again just pulling off the same shenanigans we had seen previously, where the game wants you to walk backwards and forwards, and seemingly it also seems like you sometimes are just not. Oh man, this still is dangerous. Even though I have some resistance to the little leprechauns, the big ones being able to stun me is still a little too dangerous. Like, it just seems like there's no way to stop that from happening too, which it definitely feels like there should be a way to stop that from happening. This is working a lot better though than the last 2 times I've come into this area and fought leprechauns. But they still have a unique stagger ability that, kind of like in the same way that the slime still had a unique ability to explode on you. These leprechauns still seem like they disappear on you when you try to attack them, so it's really not worth it to be over here, although we are gonna, I guess, slowly get tin cans. And I don't think that there's a reason to go into the cave, although it wouldn't have hurt to actually just go in and check. Yeah, and I think I am just gonna have to fast travel out of this area. Oh, there it is. It's just seems like it appears when you're not looking. Hopefully this is the last one of these quests, because this is really repetitive, ridiculous.
I have that live at Budokan album you asked for.
What they could have easily done is just had each quest giver come back in an hour and I'll have another quest for you, and then, or come back later and I'll have another quest for you. That way you have to walk around the entire game.
Really tie the forest together.
That way or there's definitely even better ways to pull that off. Lots of games have quest givers that give you very generic quests. Very rarely do you have games though that have you go to the exact same place. So what they probably should have done, there's a black light just sitting on the ground, is instead of all the items being picked up in this small section, almost as if a small individual was just given complete ownership of this small section of the map, or they thought it was going to be episodic, but if it's going to be that short and simplistic, That would be pretty bad. Like, one of his quests should be to pick up something in Unicorn Meadow. One of his quests should be to pick up something in Pluckmuckle. One of his quests should be to pick up something from the witch. That way we're going back to places, seeing the content that's varied that already has existed.
This is going to set some sweet mood. You know, even us wise old trees need motivation sometimes. Why don't you go find me a poster that says "Keep on Truckin'"?
I'll bring you a Keep on Truckin' poster.
See,
right on.
Maybe these were quests that only unlocked at certain levels, and maybe I'm just so over leveled that this would make sense, but I don't think so. And it also seems like all these items are fairly close to the path.
Greetings, talking tree.
Really shouldn't play out like this. This is really ridiculous.
Keep on trucking.
Now I can keep on trucking for centuries.
It'll be interesting to see if this helmet is even helpful.
DeathSpank.
Alright. So that was a item we got. Increased our health plus 110 compared to this item, which was 100. So a 10% increase. It's not terrible. It's not amazingly great either. And here we have 2 rings that are on death, which I don't think we fight undeath creatures that often. And speed potions I don't think we'll ever use. So should I sell this or should I hold on to it? As our inventory gets more and more full. Alright. So we need to figure out some quests. Let's read this hint. The graveyard is in the haunted forest. Let's quickly bring up the map. Enchanted forest. Okay, so I need to find the haunted forest, which is, I think, in the other area. Okay, that explains my confusion there. We'll just go ahead and sell these. There's literally no reason to hold on to those. I can sort some items out too. And then let's read a hint here. Look for turtles east of Turtle Lake. There must be a Turtle Lake that I don't remember. And this one we can just turn in, so we can't even use a quest there. Alright. So Pluckmuckle. It's probably the wrong time to come and turn in this quest. But whatever. Here's the guy with the missing brother quest.
I found your brother. Most of him anyway.
My brother was taller than that.
This is just his head.
I need to think about what to do next. Give me a minute. With everybody dead, there's nothing left but to blow up the village.
I like where this is going.
Plant these C4 charges on each of the buildings in the village.
Boom, baby.
So I imagine when I get back to the Pipped Ravage village, it'll be full of pips again, so I'll have to grind through fighting all of that. Alright, down here Let's see. We need to fast travel down this way to see what we can do. We need to look at the map. There's a green lake, but I don't see a haunted village, nor do I think Green Lake is Turtle Lake, which makes me feel like both of those quests are kind of useless. Let's see, Haunted Forest. Just don't think we've been there. And Turtle Lake. Let's see. And this is at the Haunted Forest also. So we just haven't been to those areas. So yeah, I think what I've done wrong here is I must have at some point gotten a demonic gate key. That it doesn't really seem like we have a demonic gate key, but maybe somewhere around here. Key to the demonic gate. Yeah, we did pick that up at some point, and I just didn't realize that we had that. And that'll be the last thing we do in this recording, I suppose. This game does pretty much what you expect it to do. It is what it is. It's nothing more and it's nothing less. You run around, you attack things. If your health gets low, you eat food, and you pick up some kind of pointless quests that definitely could be better in just the quest design and the ideas behind it. But they're not terrible. In a lot of ways, this feels like Diablo if Diablo did not even bother to tell any story at all. And I imagine most people who are on their 4th or 5th playthrough or more of Diablo probably don't really care about any of the story anyways, and it's not like it's super complicated. Anyways, there's demons. They're infecting people and making them demons. There's a general plot. Here we have a glass bottle. We haven't even picked up any items lately, any notes. So I guess this is going to enter us into a new area, and that would have been helpful. We were wandering around the same area quite a lot. And I suppose we may have missed a lot of those areas and had to come back to them at a later time had we done the demonic cave section. There's still some orphans to collect, 5 more, and that very well may be the entirety of the game. And then these side quests, if we get more side quests, that could be helpful. The hero cards, increasing our movement speed might be useful. Increasing our weapons and armor levels 1 more, probably not that useful. Money, not super useful, but may become useful if we need to use more potions and we're not going to pick them up. Block, I've totally forgotten we even had a block function. I haven't been using it at all. And I don't know, like maybe I can fight the pips and use the block. Like you can see it gets slower and slower, and then there's the initial just backhand with the shield. So that actually might work with a couple of the enemies, but it wouldn't work with the unicorns or anything like that. Doing more melee damage, doing more range damage. Next one I should get is range damage. Is there anything that increases your shield time? I guess just that hero card. Yeah. So we're still having the experience that is expected, and it's still alright. It's not really getting any better or more interesting, which probably would be an argument against trying to power through all 3 of the games in the trilogy, because it pretty much is just the same. You can definitely feel that this game could have just been episode 3 of the Penny Arcade game, but I would also say that the comedy in the Penny Arcade games is a little offensive, whereas this would be way more appropriate to give to a preteen, young teenager, where some of the characters that are in the Penny Arcade game and some of the long-running in-jokes require more explanation and might be not appropriate. And they probably learned a few tricks from the Penny Arcade game. Also, the Penny Arcade game is a turn-based fight RPG from what I've seen of it, which would just slow down the gameplay even more. And oddly, this game is still rather slow for being an action RPG. Rather slow, mostly because of the walking backwards and forwards and mostly empty levels. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.